All right, all right, all right. You know what time it is. That's right. It's time for your favorite episode of
We Everywhere, baby! Oh, you wanted me to do the country accent too?
I'm your host, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
And joining me is Nomar Nausabar. I don't know why that one, actually.
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here, man. What the?
I don't know. What's up, guys? You know what it is. I'm Nadia. This is Omar. And we have arrived once again to another Thursday. Let's get it on.
As always, you can expect nothing but the best from us.
I'm back. I'm back.
Polished. It's like we never left.
You know?
Oh,
it kills Omar. He loves a good, perfect, clean cut, perfectly packaged show that we will never have.
I think that's why I enjoy doing this so much, because it's never perfect. So it feels like
uncomfortable for you.
No, it's like exciting. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's like
okay.
a different kind of excitement.
Got it. You just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, it's going to be great. And I hope that's what the listeners are.
Is that what it
banking on as well?
Is that what it feels like to be in a relationship with me?
What do you mean? Like excited all the time? Oh yeah, you excite me.
I'm engorged. What a word, engorged. Oh, guys, another week has come and gone and come and gone and come and gone again.
But we're here to honestly eliminate some of these notes that we have piled up.
That's the only reason. Well, I just to skip ahead. I mean, we'll get to the meat and potatoes of the show. Nothing really happened this week that I can remember to me personally that I would like to share with you guys. So we're just going to skip all that unless you have something you want to share personally that happened to you. Nope.
No. I mean, it sounds like you were going somewhere. Like,
oh, well, I didn't want to discount in case you were like,
no.
Oh, something amazing happened at work, and I was going to say it right now. Unlikely story.
It's exactly what I sound like. When I hear the show back, that's how I hear it.
Anyways, I was going to, we were going to jump right into what we've been watching. And one of the things that we literally just finished watching was it The Gentleman? Is that what it was called? I don't even know what it was called.
It's a Guy Ritchie movie called The Gentleman. I want to say it's from 2019.
Yeah.
Or 2020. Something.
Yeah, I'm late to the game. I know you had seen it, but we just finished watching it. Matthew McConaughey is one of the main stars in that movie, and kills it. It was a great movie. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a Guy Ritchie movie, like we said, and much like his anything that's kind of set in London. Excuse me, like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, or Rock and Roller, or Snatch, or anything that's like that kind of Guy Ritchie. Like, this is what I created. This is what I always put
He's in
out.
his terrain.
It's always really good. It's always fast paced. It's never boring. The story jumps around. So not in a confusing way.
No, but in a way that you can't predict.
Yeah, and it keeps you, at least me, it keeps me like on my toes, like wanting to know where the story's going.
Right.
So that's literally what we were watching before.
And he's great at casting. I mean, not that he does the casting, but his movies.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But because
all very attractive men, the creme de la creme. And the styling, oh my God, forget about it. The whole movie, I was like, oh, that suit, oh, that jacket. It was all menswear, and I was just obsessed.
We're watching it, and Nadia's literally like, that's the best this particular actor's ever looked in any movie. He's like, man, Charlie Hunnam looks amazing.
Yeah, it was Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant looks
I was like, that's the best Hugh Grant's ever. That is a look. Like,
that leather jacket.
That's a good look. I love a colored lens. Yeah, he looked great. The whole styling. No, it was a great, great movie. If you guys haven't checked it out, Definitely recommend you guys see that if you have not seen it already. But what else did we watch?
Well, we really did want to start the show off. We had an intention of how
we did.
Well, we had talked about it,
I squashed it.
But no, well, that's the beauty of the show. Like, it always goes wherever it wants. But I did want to hit it, and I did want to say a huge thank you to everybody that sent us.
Yes, indeed.
Positive messages or words of comfort or support from some, what we touched on the last episode. It means a lot. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. I did. I got a lot of really sweet DMs from other women, other female listeners of the show who have also, unfortunately, experienced a miscarriage as well. And just kind of like showing, I know what you've gone through and I support you. I'm here for you, that kind of thing. So that was really sweet. And I appreciate everybody, reaching out and doing that, because here we are. We're in that club now. Fucking sucks, but it's life. 'Tis life.
Yeah, it's just really it's really awesome that we basically just, you guys know, we do the show at the house, we put it out ourselves, and the fact that anyone listens is amazing to us. But the fact that people will reach out with something that they've heard on the show, usually it's obviously positive. We always try to keep it light, but when we touch on something a little meatier, heftier, to still see that people are still there for it or there for us is really inspiring, and we honestly really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We got to stop acting like nobody listens to our show.
I know, it's like
one day we're gonna be like, we have so many listeners. I know you're out there. No more negative talk. Like 2022.
Is that what it is? Nice. So
we have thousands upon thousands of listeners out there. Can you hear me? Have you seen Yellow Jackets?
Oh my goodness.
What a show and what a transition. Keep it going.
It's amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, we've been talking about Yellow Jackets. I think we might have mentioned it once or twice, but we finally got to the season finale. And it was honestly one of the shows that we've been really, really into. Like, I haven't gotten into a show like that in a while.
Yeah, it was really good.
Expecting the next episode or waiting for it, to release, so I could unfortunately, I could finish it. But it's more like, so that I could watch more of it, because that's really what you want. You want something that you don't want to stop watching.
Exactly. Should we preface this conversation with a why am I blanking on my words?
Like a spoiler warning?
Yes, thank you. A spoiler alert.
I mean, sure, if you don't want
Shall we do that?
If you don't want to hear anything about the show, you haven't watched it yet, I don't know, go hit your little fast forward button a couple times and you will probably be done with it.
Stay up all night long. Go to work late. Do whatever you can to watch this show. No, we really, really, really enjoyed it. I totally agree. It's definitely a binge-worthy show. And that's the thing, is that you and I haven't really gotten to that place as of until now, where we were literally on a week-to-week basis with the show. Like, that's something we used to do back in the day. And then now you get all these, streaming services where they just are like, boom, 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 here's the entire series, go. Mm-hmm. And then you're just able to binge watch. So we did that with, it was like every week was a new episode of Yellow Jackets, Dexter.
And then
it was Curb Your Enthusiasm. We've been waiting. Mm-hmm. Queen of the Universe.
You couldn't
Which we talked about last week.
Yeah. But, well, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of, particularly Netflix shows that they'll drop it all at once or something like that.
Right.
I watch a lot of stuff that obviously you're not watching, like particularly the Marvel stuff. So that'll always come out week to week. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, but somehow even those shows, although I'm into them, like the Star Wars stuff, the Marvel stuff, whatever, this one, I liked it because the story was pretty good. You know, it was
unique. It wasn't like anything we've seen before.
It's like, okay, I know about people getting lost in the woods and having to survive. Okay, that is not like, what? I've never heard of anything like that.
Right.
But the fact that they don't deliver the story in a linear fashion so that you absolutely know what's going on. It's a lot of flashbacks and stuff like that. I liked it, and it just kept getting weirder. Every episode got like weirder and weirder and weirder. So it felt like the show was evolving into something different than what it started as.
So speaking of that, like the drop-ins in the beginning, one of the first little flashbacks, or actually flash forwards, if you will, because they're showing what happens later. You see a girl running in the forest, and she falls into a hole and falls onto these, like, I don't know, metal rod, spike type, whatever, sharp, and she dies, right? And she's wearing like a nightgown, and she's got a necklace on. Mm-hmm. And like the whole time you're just kind of like, that's how it kind of starts. And you're just like, who was that? Who do you think it was? Like, and I think you and I both kind of formulated that we thought it would be Jackie.
Right.
And come to the last episode, I was like, that's how Jackie dies? That's it? Like, that part I was a little like, yeah. Why did she have to die like that? That's not what I pictured. But now we still don't know who fell into the hole of spikes and died. Right. So that's still an unsolved mystery.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was going to be a continuing series or if it was something that was just a one-off.
Limited, yeah.
So when we got to episode 9 of the 10, I remember just thinking like, man, they got a lot of work to do in this next episode to tie everything up. Because I was assuming that they were going to, that was it. But they didn't do it that way. They answered some stuff, but not really, and kind of are stringing you along. But it's not in a way that doesn't feel rewarding. Because sometimes, like, that was my problem with, like, let's say Manifest. Not to bring that shit up again.
Oh God, can we leave it in the past?
It was like, this show's it's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
it wasn't doing what this show does.
I hate when shows do that.
So yeah, I mean, like we said before, the shows is about a girls' soccer team that gets stranded in the woods when their plane goes down. But the main actresses, Melanie Linsky and Juliette Lewis, Christina Ricci, and
which, fun fact?
What?
That's one of Omar's celeb crushes. So random. Christina
Ricci of it all.
Yeah,
we go way back. But it's them three and then Tawny Cypress, who plays Thaisa. So you're kind of thinking, okay, only 4 of these girls made it out alive.
Yeah.
What about all the guys? What about this and that? So it does have a lot more story to tell. And I think season 2 is going to hopefully, it'll come out soon. And keeps getting better.
They don't leave us high and dry.
It was a really good show. We can't recommend it enough.
What did you think about the random bear scene?
So here's the thing. They're in the woods. I accept that they're going to have to learn how to hunt. They kind of know almost right away. Because it's not like they're in there with sticks and stones. Like they do find a cabin and they do have a gun. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I'll get it. They'll be hunting certain things. But as the show got weirder and as more of like a mysticism type of situation going on.
Right.
Will there be spirits involved?
Right.
Will there be possession involved? Who knows? There's a scene where a bear comes into their camp and a girl kills it.
Well, it's what's her name in the show? I can't remember. I think she's a model. She's the character that gets
Lottie.
possessed.
Her name is Lottie.
She's a character who originally gets possessed. And there's like they have like a seance type thing, and then the spirit comes in her, and then after that she's been acting really weird. So she also made a comment that they weren't going to have to worry about food much longer, or food was going to come or something like that. And then lo and behold, they're just chilling on their front porch of their log cabin, and out of the bushes comes a big grizzly bear just walking all docile towards them. And like she goes right up to it and just stabs it, and then they feast.
Yeah, it's just the fact that you're going to kill a bear with one knife wound.
No struggle.
It's preposterous. It's it's beyond like that.
She didn't even stab it in like the brain or anything. Didn't she stab it like the back or some weird place?
I don't know. That one was a little too much for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Like they were already
they were
already kind of treading on thin ice with the like sex scene that they
had. Not the sex scene.
You know, it was just like, come on, you're taking some liberties on what I'm supposed to believe.
Yeah. So there's a sex scene between Jackie and what's his name? Travis. And it's both of their first time, and it does not look like it is their first time. There is no awkwardness. They both come, probably simultaneously. Simultaneously.
Simon says come.
And if you've ever had sex before, I can guarantee that was probably not what your first time looked like. For most of us.
Oh, that's so funny.
It was just kind of like, come on, she's a high school girl. Like, it just, please. I hate when they do that in shows and movies. Or there's no foreplay and she's instantly wet. And they just jack it right in, and then they always go
jack it right in.
They jack it right in. It's like, come on. None of this is real.
That's so funny.
We know it. It's so annoying. But yeah, so that was an unrealistic scene. The bear was unrealistic, but
oh my God.
I will say, I think one of my favorite characters, is Christina Ricci's character. What's her name again?
Her name is Misty.
That's right, Misty. I forget everybody's name.
Don't worry, I got you.
I really like Misty's character. She's such a freak, and I love it. Like, she's so weird, and like you can see when she's in the scene and like something is happening that is awkward or just uncomfortable, and you can see her like smiling in delight in the background because she's like relishing in the moment.
She's like she's a bit of a Kevin. What is it?
Yeah, she's a soul.
What's his name? Oh my God, Robinson. Oh my God, that's gonna
Kevin. No, oh my God, stop.
We're talking about
Colin Robinson.
Colin Robinson from What We Do in the Shadows. She's a bit of an energy vampire.
Yes, she's an energy vampire all day.
But I'll also say, like, because the cast is, young, the young girls, and then the women. Sometimes that's kind of weird. Like, you're like, it doesn't look like this kid would grow up to be this woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the actresses that they have that play, basically the teenage girls, it's really good. Down to like mannerisms.
I agree.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, she definitely grows up to be Juliette Lewis.
I agree.
And she definitely grows up to be Christina Ricci. And
yeah.
It's really, really good.
Speaking of that, have you ever seen the movie Now and Then?
I have seen the movie.
Do you remember when they turned Christina Ricci into Rosie O'Donnell?
Girl, I fucking remember that shit.
You were like, this is madness.
I left the fucking theater. I was like, I will not watch this shit. What the fuck?
You weren't buying it?
No. I didn't go see that in the theater, but imagine if I get up.
Dude, that movie, there was a scene.
What was it? What was it called again?
Now and Then,
right?
So we were in, I was in the 6th grade when that movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, I loved that movie. We went to a sleepover for a girl in my class, her birthday. We did like a girl's sleepover, and we watched that movie, and we kept trying to pause it in the scene where the girls steal the boys' clothes when they're in the water and they're swimming. And then they're like naked swimming, and they're like doing backflips and all this kind of stuff. And then they run to go get their clothes. And like we kept pausing it, trying to see if we could see their penises.
You're trying to.
And we were like squealing. It was just so typical. I think you can see it, guys. Right there. Like you couldn't see any of it.
Oh, this movie came out when I was 15.
Dude, this movie's excellent.
So
I love that movie.
I do. I don't even know what it was about, but I know it was like about a group of friends.
It's a coming of age kind of story, right? It's just like flashback to them when they're young kids, which they grew up in like this is like the 70s, I think. And then they flash back to their current day and just all the shit that they're dealing with. It's a great movie. Are you looking at who was casted as who?
I'm looking at the picture right now. It's like, y'all did Christina dirty. No disrespect to Rosie and all her money, and she was actually a pretty good stand-up comic,
and she was popping at that time too.
But that's
when she had her show. Yep. Demi Moore, Melanie Griffith.
You're gonna tell me that Thora Birch is gonna grow up to be Melanie Griffith?
I could see it.
Get out!
Look at those lips. I see it. It was good. It was a really good movie. But yeah, that's just reminded me of that. So funny.
You know what? Speaking of stuff that we saw when we were younger, so I have this in the notes, but obviously everybody knows Bob Saget died.
I know.
And
Betty White.
And yeah, definitely Betty White. But I will say I watched both of their shows growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, the Golden Girls was already
hilarious.
Well, I don't even know if it would be reruns because I'm old. So my shit might have been brand new.
Possibly.
Might have been brand new.
Possibly, but best old lady shade ever.
Oh, man. And I definitely remember America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
See, I watched Full House.
Right. But you were probably not.
I didn't fuck with Danny. Like, I didn't like Danny Tanner.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yo, their dad sucks.
He was just a dad.
He was just the dad, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever. But America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, it was great.
It was, man, that was a game changer for TV. Like, you could watch people get hurt on TV.
That was before YouTube, before access to anything. And that was the beginning of it all, really.
Yeah, I mean, because, I mean, who knows if they were doing it in other countries, but it's like, as far as I know, there was like a candid camera. There was candid camera where it was like,
remember Real TV?
Getting, like, pranks.
Real TV.
Well, Real TV came after.
Oh, okay.
But America's Funniest Home Videos was, you know, normal people fails. Now you can just go on YouTube and watch fails all day.
Yeah,
There's a fail network on like some of these free TV services or whatever.
Not a whole network.
Yeah, like, well, that's how they compile it or whatever. But did your family watch that?
Oh, absolutely. It was like one of the top shows that as a family together we would watch. It was like, oh, it's coming on. And we would run. Remember the song? How did the song go? I could hear it in my head, but I can't. No.
I don't know.
I keep hearing Hey Dude. Not that again.
No. Oh, you
But it had to sound like that.
You totally kicked it out of my head with that.
Pull it up. Oh. Red, white, and blue. The funniest things you do. America, America, this is you. Which is so sad.
But it was like,
because that's America. And it was everybody acting like just a bunch of asses.
No, it was the same in my house. Like, we used to watch it all the time, and my dad would just be dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was great. My dad too. He loved it.
And I okay. You know how you have these memories and you're like, this could have happened. I'm pretty sure it happened.
Did I make it up?
Call and find out, but I'm pretty sure this happened.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that my uncle tried to create one of those videos to send it in.
Recreate?
Like, not recreate, but like make his own video.
Okay.
But like really Instagram style, where it was fake as shit. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. What was he trying to do? Do you remember?
I remember he came over with a cake, and we all like sang happy birthday or whatever. And then we were like, bite the cake or something, and he like sneezed and threw his face in the cake. It was like something really corny like that.
That's terrible.
I mean? But I remember I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
He thought it was going to be a hit.
Because I knew it wasn't his birthday.
Yeah.
But he was just like, no. And he was telling my dad, like, film this and, make sure whatever. And I was just like, oh, and I, didn't realize that we had made an America's Funniest Home Video, but he never sent
Where's
it in or
that tape
anything.
now?
Who knows? Who knows? It's on some VHS somewhere in somebody's garage or a crawl space. But I do remember that.
That's funny. So that makes you think too. People were probably making all kinds of crazy videos and sending them in.
Oh man, absolutely. Actually, I think in like some interviews, Bob Saget had talked about not episodes, videos that they couldn't air.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were either too like people were getting like their arms broken or shit like that, or it was some stuff that
too graphic.
Yeah, I think he told a story once about a video they got because they would, as the show got popular, they would do like animals messing up or or whatever, like a quick animal video segment or something like that. And he said he had one where a monkey was like digging in his butt and then smelling his finger and he passes out on the tree. You've probably seen the video.
I've seen that, yeah.
But it was there first and the network wouldn't allow them to air it.
That's hilarious.
But he was like, yeah, that's one of the funniest videos I think that we ever had. But we couldn't air it.
What?
Yeah. Different time. They were like, no, we can't let that happen.
They're like, this is wholesome television. A monkey smoking smoking.
A monkey smoking.
Man, they show all kinds of shit now.
Yeah, but I mean, then they, it got taken over. Obviously, when he left or whatever, it just. I would say that it was on up to like what?
I don't know. Tom Bergeron, what's his name? Is that who took over?
But, I mean, it took over. It was on
long
there for
time.
a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was it's just a way to be like, damn.
I mean,
Saget.
Yeah, and they from what we've heard, we haven't heard any reasons why. They said they didn't see any drug use around. There was no, suspicion of that, but just kind of makes you wonder, like, what the heck happened? Because he wasn't that old. Was he like 65 or something like that?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even sure. For me, it's unfortunate because when I do hear that stand-up comedians die, particularly when they die on the road,
yeah,
I always kind of do the math and figure it's drugs, unless it's like, oh, this person had health problems, so they had a heart attack or whatever. But
yeah,
only because I know from not only interviews or from comedians.
Well, yeah, it goes hand in hand.
It's just it gets lonely.
Yeah.
It's what we, you just end up doing drugs. Once you're on it, it's really hard depending on the drugs that you get on. But I'm not saying that's what happened. I hope that's not what happened. But either way, it was still sad news.
Yeah.
I mean, Betty White was sad, but I kind of was like, I was more expecting that than, Bob Saget or something.
Yeah, of course. I mean, she was almost 100, and that's the sad part. She almost made it. She was like 2 weeks shy of it, of being 100, hitting 100. But
I mean, shit, that's a long time.
A long time.
That's a long, long time.
Do you want to live that long? Would you want to? I don't think you are.
Nah, not particularly.
So fucked up.
I think I'd lived long enough already. If I'm being honest.
I'd be shocked if you made it to 99. The way that you take care of yourself, blown away.
Just by sheer will. Like, what's his name? Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones. It's just like, I'm just gonna outlive them all.
I mean, yeah, I would be blown away. I don't know if I would want to live that long. I mean, it's pretty epic. It's kind of like go big or go home,
But the years are basically down to quality of life. You know what I mean? What are you doing
Yeah, of course.
I feel like the Betty White, as far as we know it, right?
From what we saw, she was still kicking.
It was like, she was still on doing stuff, still ready to go, and that's great. She took care of herself, I would assume.
Yeah,
but a lot of people don't have the ability to stay as busy as she stayed.
Yeah,
which
she kept
I think
working.
Plays a big role in how that downward slide of life goes.
I agree.
I've heard, just other people say that when they retire, they end up not having shit to do, and it like aids in the breakdown of your body or your quality of life or something like that. So have
you heard if you don't lose it, you lose it.
Don't lose it? No, I haven't heard that. Wow.
If you don't use it, you'll lose it.
I
Rewind.
want to put that on a shirt. If you don't lose it, you lose it. It's like, wait, so I didn't lose
Mark, you could go ahead and get rid of that part. Okay. You know what to do. Clean it up. Clean it up. Clean it up. Make me look cool.
it? Oh, no. Oh, my goodness.
But yeah, RIP to two legends. It's sad to see people go, and it's sad because now, like, we're getting older, and therefore the personalities, comedians, actors, singers, musicians, all those people that we grew up with are getting obviously older along with us, and we're starting to see the legends we grew up with pass, and it's just
I mean, it's sad, and
the wheel of time.
you know, you can't escape it.
Obviously not.
Speaking of an absolute legend, that's still kicking, Dame Helen Mirren. All right, she's a dame.
How old is she?
I don't know. I don't know, but I know that she's a dame. She hosted the Hogwarts Tournament of Houses that we touched on, I think, before we had that break. But it was basically a Harry Potter trivia show that we ended up watching because of all of this Harry Potter reunion stuff that just went on. And for people that are into Harry Potter, I'm sure it was like really fun.
Yeah.
But for people who aren't,
Yeah, it's not for them.
they obviously didn't watch it.
No.
But I know people who are into it who were still like, nah, I didn't care enough to watch it.
Oh, the tournament?
Yeah. And it made me laugh because I was like, well, does that mean that I'm like way more of a like dork for this?
Probably.
But it's funny because there's literally none of that. I don't integrate any of that stuff really into my life. You know what I mean? Like,
but it's not, you're not like OD on like memorabilia, and you're not dressing like one. Like, you're not that kind. Does
Yeah.
it mean that it's a different, well, I was going to say a different level, but I guess if you're even committing to dressing like that, that is a different level.
yeah, I know.
You're on a different level. But yeah, you're just a fan of the books and of the film, and you're a movie buff, so you know all the facts, and a show like that is interesting to you. And it was even interesting to me, more so to kind of see what you knew.
Right.
Like, I probably could only answer like 5 of them. And I've seen Harry Potter quite a few times, like the whole series, quite enough to, yeah.
Enough that you thought you would have done better.
Yeah. And those questions were impossible. Like, wow. It was crazy. It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But, yeah, that's not going to be something everybody's going to enjoy. That's definitely a niche type show that, yeah, it's not for everyone.
And I will say that the funniest thing was the house that won, because, you know, it was divided between the 4 houses of the school or whatever, you know. And the one that won was Hufflepuff, right? Which is the one that I like to give Nadia shit about, you know, being or whatever. Or it's the one that I feel like gets the least respect, even in amongst.
Oh, Huffles. You
So
know who you are.
That was really cool to see. But we watched that pretty much because we were waiting for the reunion to come out.
Yes.
Which came out on New Year's Day. Of course, I had COVID, so I waited until, you know, we got to sit together to watch it. What'd you think of that?
I freaking loved it. I laughed, I cried, I reminisced. I thoroughly enjoyed that reunion. I think they did an excellent job. And yeah, I just kind of got a behind the scenes of everything, and just kind of like they got all the characters, well, not all of them, but a good majority of characters together and talked. You know, they had Emma and here I go with the names again. It's like I know their names, but once I need to know them, my mind blinks.
Right. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. You're not going to call them.
Sorry, Daniel. Anyways, yeah. Go.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say that there's been a lot of reunions going on. You know, let's say the last big one was the Friends one. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And again, we're huge fans of Friends, but that reunion wasn't as good as this reunion.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know what the arguments would be on why one would be better than the other.
Well, because that was a TV series and this was an epic movie series that was like theatrical and it was more drama to lean into. To
be fair, they had like amazing sets to go back to. That is true. There's just there's an element of drama and elevation that Friends can't have because it's just a comedy show, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I really like that they had the separate conversations or stuff with the groups of actors. Mm-hmm. Everything was already obviously filmed. Nothing was live in front of an audience or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But it was cool because it's like, okay, you can just get this perspective and this perspective without everybody in the cast trying to talk about one particular scene or something like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think, say if you guys didn't watch that, if you're even at all interested in those movies, the reunion was totally...
Well, let's be real. Watch. If they're real Harry Potter fans, they've already watched it. They're like, you guys are mad late.
Yeah. And that's because, like we said at the beginning, we're just knocking shit off the list, guys.
We just want to let you know we saw it and we liked it and you should watch it too.
Don't be giving us no shit talking about we didn't watch the reunion.
Oh my God. You know what else we watched? Well, let's talk about two more things that we watched, and then we're going to get into our spicy chicken journey.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's do that.
So another thing that we watched was the Ken and Barbie Killers. Did you guys watch that, anybody? That is on, what was that on?
That is on Discovery Plus.
Discovery Plus.
Or I'm sure just the Discovery Channel for people who have cable.
Right. We have all apps. That was an interesting story that kind of started off a little slow and I kind of thought I knew where it was going. And then it definitely took a turn. And cause I was like, how are they tying her in? And then it kind of unravels, the story unravels, she unravels, and you see kind of like this darker side of her. And I'm like, I don't want to give too much away on this one.
Right, because this one, I think it's relatively new, but if you haven't seen it, give it a shot. It's interesting because the story, at least the way the commercials had it, was like, you know, they're named the Ken and Barbie Killers because they're amazing good looks.
No, they're extreme good looks.
Let me tell you something. They are moderately attractive people.
Yeah, but this was like the 90s and they were white.
Right, because he had frosted tips that made him fucking amazing. Like, give me a break.
I actually thought he looked a lot sexier once he turned into the dark side.
I liked Prison Ken.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't like Malibu Ken?
No. I liked the dark side Ken. And then they were showing him in the courthouse and he had like dark hair and he was like brooding and he looked angry and I was like, oh, there it is. There it is.
Remember back in the day we used to play with Jailhouse Barbie and Death Row Ken?
No, I would always steal Armand's G.I. Joes. And then that would be like their hot guy in town.
We're going to go visit a G.I. Joe.
Step aside, Ken. Do you even lift, bro?
And they're like not even at all the same size.
No, they were big. They were like the Barbies. Yeah, they were like Barbie size. Ooh, Armand, you had Barbies? Watch, my mom just bought him like military Ken.
It was just a bunch of military Kens. He's like, these are G.I. Joes.
Yeah. But yeah, I used to steal those.
The documentary is about this couple that unfortunately kidnapped teenage girls like 15, 16 and then sexually assaulted them and then murdered them. That's what the documentary's about. Because it's called the Ken and Barbie Killers.
You told them everything.
You told them they killed? I'm sorry, it's in the fucking title. Get off my back, Nadia.
I'm so done.
Jesus. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
But the story has more elements to where like the guy was perpetrating crimes even before they got together, and then like what each person's involvement in the crimes, and then there's like videotapes that they find and stuff.
The tapes?
And yeah, this like again, this is this common knowledge from the fact that they're showing videotapes of them in the trailers, but
right.
They found tapes that they had made of all of the assaults that they had done, or the crimes they had perpetrated.
Yeah.
And they get found by an attorney, and then the attorney and his assistant, who is now this sweet old lady, has to watch them. It's like 6 tapes.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that just the lady's describing how bad they are,
no,
it's
it's
one of the saddest things I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, the tapes are something that you can tell whoever watched the tapes in this documentary of the people that they're interviewing, the way that they talk about the tapes, like you can like see it in their eye as if they're watching it all over again. These people are completely traumatized. And they were saying, obviously the jury had to watch it. And there was a handful of people that had to watch it. And it was, from what they say, one of the sickest, most evil, terrifying things they've ever seen in their lives. And it's just like,
yeah. And I mean, obviously, what were you saying?
No, I'm just saying there's just some really sick and twisted people in this world. And it's just scary to think about, that these people are walking around. I think about that often, actually. Like, how many close encounters do we get with murderers and psychopaths in our day-to-day lives, whether we go to Starbucks or whatever, that we're just walking and they're like right there next to us, living amongst us, Yeah, it's just
it's
crazy to think about.
It's it's really, it's insane because like for any crimes of any kind that are done inside of a house, you're like, well, there's neighbors around, and they, you're a neighbor, you're out there watering your lawn, and you don't know that there's a person chained up in a basement or something like that.
Wild.
That's crazy.
You
know what I mean? And I will say that obviously they don't show the videos in the documentary, and they don't even play the audio or anything, so you don't have to worry about having to go through it. But it was really interesting, and we burned it in like no time.
Yeah.
We've been binging a lot of stuff. We're just like, what? Let's just one more. That dreaded one more episode,
one more
decision that just takes over your whole day.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. Just if you're into murder docs and crime mystery and all that kind of stuff, then it's right up your alley, because it's just scary how cold people are, how cold people really can be. And that's definitely the Ken and Barbie Killers documentary really does take a deep dive into that. It's just, wow.
Yeah. And we've been watching a lot of documentaries, mostly I think because of Discovery Plus.
Yeah, I love Discovery Plus.
We've been jumping on Discovery Plus to watch, like, what you guys already know. We watch food competition shows.
Man.
So, you get to the homepage and it's like, hey, watch this. Like, there's a documentary about Chippendales.
Oh, yeah.
About, just that business. So we'll have to talk to you guys about that on another episode. But there's just so many documentaries on there that we've been watching. It's been such a blast.
Such a blast.
I've been having such a good time.
Murders.
I love when shit is real. It's just like a different gravitas to the whole situation.
I actually kind of, when you and I are not picking stuff together, like, it's so funny. It's either I'm picking documentaries and educational shit or total hot garbage. It's like one or the other. But I love documentaries. I watched a gang ton. I actually forgot that when you had COVID, what other ones did I watch? I'm gonna have to write that down. I don't even remember at this point. I watched so many, but a lot of profiles on people too, because I find people fascinating. But another thing that we watched, which is also based on a true story, was The Landscapers on, what was that on?
That's on HBO.
HBO. The worst and greatest streaming app ever.
HBO Max.
Worst app, best shows. I don't know why they can't get it together.
Yeah, no.
It's just not a good one. But that show you started watching, and then I started kind of paying attention, like, I don't know.
Episode 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Landscapers is a mini series or a whatever they call them now. But it's only 4 episodes. And that's the whole thing. So as far as streaming is concerned or binging, it's a very quick watch.
Yeah, it's easy.
But it stars David Thewlis, who, you know, was Lupin in the Harry Potter films, but he's like a really good actor. And then it stars Olivia Colman, who is a British actress who I love her. I think she's really good.
Yeah, she's great.
She was in a show once called Broadchurch. That's like a super heartbreaking like story about a kid that gets killed or whatever. It's like a murder mystery thing, but it's heartbreaking. It's really good. But The Landscapers
sounds great.
Is the retelling of a true story of this couple who is living in France and they run out of money. So she doesn't work and he can't get a job because his French isn't good enough. So they start running out of money. So he calls his stepmother and asks her for money and tells her where they are. You know, we're in France. And the reason that we're in France, for some reason, he tells them because we buried my wife's parents in their backyard.
Yeah.
And from then it just goes crazy. And it's basically the story of this couple that gets arrested and charged or whatever with the murder of her parents. So this is the story of whether or not they did it.
This is more of their version of the story. They are telling the investigators, this is what happened. This is how it really went down.
Yeah.
And the investigators don't believe them and are telling their version of the story. No, this is how it went down. I need you to admit that this is how it happened. And she's like, you know, they're both like, no, this is the truth. And
well, yeah.
And as they are doing their interrogation, this is like kind of my favorite part. They get very theatrical with it. And they kind of do like the interrogator's version. It's all looks like a play, the way that they reenact everything. It's so cool. Visually really amazing.
No, yeah, I agree with you. It's interesting because from the beginning, from the first episode, the first shot of the movie is like a meta shot because it's people walking in the rain, but it starts with lights, background actors action. It's like it starts with a director telling people what to do. And they go action, and then the camera starts moving. So it's like you're starting behind the scenes because you're hearing the director, call action, and then the show starts.
That was in the first episode?
That was in the first episode.
Ah, see, I didn't catch that.
And I thought it was weird. But then you're like, okay, whatever. And then as the show progresses, visually and set design wise, it's really interesting because it does go give you these crazy elements of live theater. It's like they'll be in the interrogation room, and then to get to the next scene, which takes place in a cell, they'll just leave the room, and now all of a sudden they're on a back lot, and they're walking to the next set. So it's really interesting. Like you said, it's kind of like you're watching a play, and you're watching the sets move around.
Yeah. I really like that part.
Yeah, the characters will break the fourth wall from time to time. It's not a lot. It's not like Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
Yeah,
or some
yeah.
shit like that. It's just but it's all for a choice.
Yeah,
it's all
selective.
done perfectly, so it doesn't take you out of the whole thing. It somehow elevates it into something more interesting to watch. But it's a phenomenal show.
Man. And the story itself, I remember I asked you, I was like, do we ever find out what the truth is? Like, because there's two different motives in this scenario. They're pleading innocence that, I'm like trying not to give too much away because I really think you guys should check out this show. It's really, really cool. But obviously the two stories are very different. And I asked you, I was like, do we ever find out? And I think we don't really find out what the truth is, but I choose to believe her story. Like, her story does make sense, and it's very sad, and it becomes her personal story is very, very sad. Leading up to what actually happens, obviously, is a tragedy as well, but her personal story, and then there's like a love story woven into it through all of it. It's like a real true love story of how deeply they love one another and how they had their backs till the very end. It was just like a Bonnie and Clyde type thing.
Yeah, it's really good, and like I said, it won't take you long to get through it. And hopefully, if you guys watch it, let us know what you thought of it, because we really recommend it.
Yeah, I would watch it again. Honestly, I really liked it. I really, really liked it. It was really good. So yeah, that's basically the things that we have been watching. We have a bunch of other things that we've watched, and by the time I feel like we get to all this, like I don't even remember what I watch anymore. There's so much stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's the way of the world now. There's
oh my god,
as this stuff, as
we don't go anywhere, we don't do
COVID
anything.
surges, and then it ebbs and it flows, and you're like, okay, it's fine, it's okay to go out, and then they're like, hey, Canada is shutting down every movie theater again,
Man.
because they had a surge and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of TV and a lot of stuff that you just kind of turn to.
Yeah.
And, like I could say, we choose to talk about the stuff that we did like or something we really didn't like. But there's a lot of stuff that we'll go through that's just good. Everybody already knows it's good. Like, did we watch Spider-Man? Of course we watched Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Was it great? Yes. But you don't need us to tell you that because you know it was good.
Yeah, it was so
and
good.
If you didn't think it was good, you're crazy. Because it was dope.
No, it was really good. And you guys already know me and Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoyed it. That was really good. But if there's any shows or movies, I mean, there's really not that many movies like coming out that I can really think of that I want to see. But then again, I feel like everything is a series now. It's like, I don't know, where are the movies going?
Yeah,
Movies are dead. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, we accept and welcome them. Please, please, please. But one thing we have been doing, of course, is eating.
You know it.
As always. And it's funny because we kind of like inadvertently started this spicy chicken journey.
Yeah, no.
Spicy chicken quest.
Well, it's like we've been talking about it since like almost the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
But as we kind of noticed it, we're like, we actually have gone and tried a lot of these Nashville
style
and hot chickens.
Spicy chicken.
Like, it's a trip. You know what I mean? We're like, we could literally start ranking them.
Yeah. So we're on a quest for the best spicy chicken sandwich out there. So again, if there's a place that you guys can suggest, let us know. As a reminder, we have tried Al's hot chicken, which was excellent. Omar raves about their waffle. It's
yeah. There's Al's hot chicken on Venice in, I guess, I don't want to say it's in Venice. It seems more Culver City, West LA. But the point is, their chicken is good, but they have the most phenomenal waffle you can get. So that's
like the chicken's great, but the waffle.
But yeah, the fact that I can get like a Liège style waffle with the pearl sugar, hot and ready, and right there, right, like a block from work. That puts them high on the list.
How many times have you gone there, Mister?
I'm not gonna disclose that information.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Okay.
You're busted. Sam's Crispy Chicken. We not sure if we've talked about that on the show. They have a lot of options when it comes to different styles of chicken, whether it's just breaded and fried, or they have Nashville style or spicy. And it was really good. I made a mistake and actually didn't order the spicy. I thought I did, and I didn't.
Right.
Still really good fried chicken sandwich, but I was looking for the spicy. The mac and cheese was whack. Mac and cheese is such a hard one to get right at restaurants. Of course, over here in Inglewood, there's Cluck and Bun. That one's really, really good. And they put hot Cheeto dust in there?
Yeah, so Cluck and Bun
That's why.
It's in their like batter, if you will.
Yeah,
so
hot Cheeto dust.
Hot Cheetos.
Really yummy. Of course, Dave's. I'm sure most of you know Dave's. Dave's is pretty popular. Is a chain. We actually just had that Saturday night again, and still delicious.
Still good.
Still good. And then at the Grove, there's a little, if you go to the marketplace or the food court area or whatever, there is a stand. I cannot remember the exact name of it, but it's just hot chicken. And they have Nashville style. They have all different styles. That chicken sandwich was really, really good too. The chicken was thick and juicy, which is a must, obviously. And spice level, I think they had maybe 3 options. I tend to stick with the medium. And again, it was really, really, really good. But as of recently, we just tried Hotville chicken. Let me tell you about Hotville chicken. Wow. That chicken is not for the faint of heart. If you are on a hot journey, a journey of heat like myself, I'm trying to make myself more tolerant of heat because Omar makes fun of me. And I started off with like Tapatio, and here we are. Like, I'm making advancements. So anyways, they have like 4 different levels of heat at Hotville chicken, starting with West Coast plain. Then it goes to Cali mild, Music City medium, and ends at Nashville hot. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, I look at this and I'm like, okay, medium mild. That's where I live. And we're at the counter and the lady goes, do you want me to give you a sample? And she gave us the sample of, I think it was the medium.
Of the medium.
Yeah. Because I was going to get the medium. And she literally stopped me and was like, you need to try this.
She literally was like,
you need to try this.
Let me let you try this sauce before you burn your mouth out.
It wasn't even sauce. It's not sauce.
No,
it's the seasoning. Well, yeah. They gave us, was it a fry they gave us with the seasoning?
French fry with the seasoning.
Okay, it was the medium seasoning.
It's like a wet seasoning, so it might as well be a sauce. It wasn't like a dry.
I don't think it was wet.
What are you talking about?
Because remember, she was even telling us they don't even put buttermilk in the batter or anything like that. It's just like straight up cayenne. They just like dredge it in cayenne and fry it. I don't know. But she gives me a sample of the medium, and I literally was standing at the counter for like 5 minutes going, I was dying. It was so hot. And I can't even imagine what the Nashville hot is. Like, it's going to burn your tongue off. So I went out with the Cali mild, and it was still scorching hot. So if I ever try that again, which I don't know, honestly, if that's my chicken spot of choice, if I'll even go again, I'm going to have to do the West Coast plain. And that's not even plain. It's still got the heat, still got the spice on there. Because I was reading reviews and people were like, oh yeah, this place is extremely spicy. Like, I had to switch to West Coast plain and now I can enjoy it. Like, what? Now you can enjoy it?
I mean, I will say this: the way that she was, the way that the lady that at the counter was describing it, they take this shit serious.
Yeah,
they're like, yo, this is what Nashville hot chicken is.
Yeah, it's authentic.
And yeah, like you said, she's like, we don't do any of this and any of that. Like
nothing to cut it.
Basically saying we don't fuck around. Like this is how it goes down. And it's
straight heat.
It's crazy heat. It's located right in the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's adjacent to it. But I don't know if I could recommend it because like it was just so hot and I don't feel like the flavor of the meal of the chicken was like something I'm like, man, that was delicious.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy shit.
My mouth is on fire.
This was some of the hottest chicken I've ever had.
Yeah. It was brutal. It was brutal. The bun was good. The actual chicken itself was very tender and juicy. They use a kale coleslaw, which wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. But that cayenne is brutal. And then there was I want to say he was like an off-duty employee or somebody who was affiliated with the store,
right? Was
sitting in a booth near us, and I took the sample and I started eating. I was like, and he could not stop laughing. He goes, "This is my favorite part of the day when I get to watch people try the samples." So it's like a thing.
Well, it was funny because we tried the French fries and we were like, "Whoa, that's hot!" And I have an issue where it doesn't stop me from doing so, but whenever I eat something hot, it'll trigger hiccups.
Oh yeah. Always.
And I'm always kind of fighting it. Like it's like, okay, I can almost feel it. Like I'm like, oh, this is about to happen. But I remember trying that and I was like, well, I'm glad I tried that. I was like, because I don't want to be hiccuping all night. And the same guy, you had already gone up to go to the bathroom, and the guy turns to me and goes, the hiccups aren't the ones you're gonna have to worry about all night. And I was like, oh shit, this dude's literally telling me I'm going to die in the bathroom after this. I'm like, don't you work here? Man,
yeah.
You're really not selling me on this, what I'm about to eat.
So what you're saying is you willingly like, eat this shit and burn.
Like, I don't eat here.
Yeah, right?
Are you crazy?
You shit hot fire all the time by choice, knowing what you're getting yourself into. Yeah, it's wild. So if you guys are up for a challenge, or if you just really like hot food, you should check it out because it's
from all the
delivers.
Ones, definitely from all the ones that we've had. Hotville chicken has been the hottest, and I didn't even go hot, right? Like, yeah. So even at the medium, you got the mild, like it was still hot. Yeah. But for me, still the one that tastes the best is Cluck and Bun.
Oh, that's your favorite.
I think Cluck and Bun is the one that's my favorite.
I like Dave's a lot. I like Dave's. I like Cluck and Bun too. Mm-hmm. I think those are kind of both. Yeah, they're both up there for me. But again, if you guys know of any good spicy chicken, Nashville chicken spots, let us know. I feel like we damn near hit them all. There's gonna be little like off ones that are not chains. Well, I'm sure that we haven't hit up yet.
Well,
but
we definitely need to say that we have not had Howlin' Rays.
Oh, that's like, right.
Which is as far as I know, the one that really blew up.
Yeah.
Out here. Like I haven't had that one yet.
I haven't either. And it's with good reason.
Yeah, because I'm not. We've talked about it before. I'm just not willing to wait. So we'll see what's up. There's also one called Angry Chicks.
Okay.
But it's like in Panorama City.
Okay.
So that's a planned drive that we're just like, hey, we're gonna go up to past Burbank to have some chicken.
Just for the chicken. How much you guys want us to try that?
I know.
Let us know.
We need a chicken Patreon.
Send us gas money in our Cash App.
We're going to be posting our Cash App so you can send us chicken money.
And then we'll let you know. We'll try it for you.
Yeah, that's so funny.
But other than that, that's pretty much been our week, our life. Just eating and watching.
I know.
It's terrible. We're surging right now, so it's a little scary to do things. I had to make one of those calls of not going to a big family party. It was my cousin George's 50th. So shout out to cousin George. He had a big birthday party that I really, really, really wanted to go to. And we just kind of decided to not go. And I'm just so sad. My FOMO's on another level. What can you do? You know, we all have decisions, and no judgment if that's what you guys want to do. It's just everybody's got to do what's best for them. So we've just been dealing with COVID too many times over here, and just a lot of things that have put us down. A lot of setbacks, I would say, that I just don't really want to go through that again. So, just trying to do our best to stay safe, and we hope you guys are too, that you guys stay safe out there. It's crazy times. So just make sure you guys keep your health right and keep your mind right, and
stay safe out there.
One day we'll get out of this.
Oh my goodness.
Ending on a happy note.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to go ahead and say thank you so much. That's the end of the show this week. As always, you can find us on all of our socials. You know what they are. It's just like, you know, I'm going to make we should just do a recording that plays
We do. We need to do a recording.
An outro so we don't have to keep fucking it up.
How professional.
Oh my goodness. Bye everybody. This is Omar.
And Nadia signing off. Goodbye.
We everywhere, baby.